Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, welcome back to a brand new video here today, and welcome back to the maxed out car on F1 2019 career mode with this prolonged experiment series we've got going on with 1 million R&D points, and we're back again with the maxed out Red Bull car today to take on the same challenge we tried with the Williams of seeing how fast we can go around the Austrian Grand Prix. The aim would be under a minute, but we'll have to see. But if you are new around here, you haven't seen the kind of first part of this video, we maxed out the Red Bull car with 1 million R&D points. You can see there on the R&D chart the massive gulf. Literally, I think you could fit like one and almost a third of the entire fuel spread of McLaren down to Williams there in the gap that is from Red Bull to McLaren. We did Red Bull after we did Williams because you guys told me in the comments below that the Red Bull car is actually the highest potential car in career mode when you max out the car. Still don't know how close maybe Ferrari and Mercedes would get, but Red Bull is apparently the highest, and that was proven obviously when we did the video with Red Bull. We compare it to the Williams car. We kind of transition through slowly there. You'll see the scaling of the graph changes, and the point where we end up with the Red Bull is a lot higher with than the Williams car. Obviously, we're into the thousands basically with Red Bull, where we're only just nearly grazing 1,000 with Williams there. So the Red Bull car, in theory, should be quicker, and so that should mean, in theory, we can go even quicker at the Austrian Grand Prix. Like I said, previously, we've already tried the challenge with the Williams car at the Austrian Grand Prix, and it went okay. Like, you obviously got very, very close, you know, within, like, what was it, like 1.2, I think it was. I think if we replay back the clip and actually see how close we get, actually, it was actually George Russell in the end that got a lot quicker, because the AI, obviously, very rapid, especially if you simulate the session and kind of fast forward a little bit. They can definitely go a little bit faster, but the Williams car performed really well around Austria, but I feel like there was a little bit more maybe to be had from just an F1 car basically around Austria. I talked about this in the previous video when we maxed out the Red Bull car, comparing to the Williams maxed out car. The Williams car definitely felt a little bit heavy here and there compared to the Red Bull at Canada. Felt so super light, whereas the Williams definitely felt like it had old characteristics from its base car still kind of feeding through. So we got pretty much what was a 1-2 dead, which I felt like was a pretty good lap time, considering I started off when I first got onto the track with the max car to like 104. So brought down the time by 2 seconds, trying to find where you could accelerate quickly, you know, plant the power and whatnot. Eventually, though, simulating the time, trying to see what George Russell could theoretically get. And so we fast forward through. Obviously, if you don't know, if you're new to the F1 games or you just haven't seen it yet, in the F1 game at the moment as it stands, unfortunately, if you fast forward through the session, the game simulates the time, and when it comes to maxed out cars, or basically cars that have got R&D on them, it really likes to kind of make them a little bit OP when you simulate them. So I was trying to see if the AI teammate basically get any quicker, and the same thing will be the case in this video with Verstappen being my AI teammate. For sure, Verstappen's AI is so much better in terms of an AI, you know, late braking, accelerating early, turning in, turning out, compared to George Russell's AI. So I'm sure Verstappen's AI will be able to do a great job. But George Russell's AI got a 1.3 there, 1.4 pretty much. So 1.4 off that 1 minute mark at the Austrian Grand Prix, that magical sub 1 minute lap time we're trying to aim for in F1. Obviously, we're not very close in real life F1, but it's that kind of mythical thing, I think, in the F1 game. We always like to try and see how close we get. So here we are then, another session at the Austrian Grand Prix. You'll notice this time it says one shot quali, because I actually forgot to change it to a long qualifying, but one shot could be quite good actually for us. It means I can keep on redoing it basically and try and find time essentially, and also at the same time it simulates the AI at the same pace, so we won't really get a kind of bodge job OP kind of AI situation. We'll get a legit kind of what the AI can do. But I actually started off here, the clip is going to run, this is overcast conditions in FP3, because I first and foremost wanted to get out of the way that kind of awkward stage we had at the very start of the Williams go, as it were, of trying to suss out how late I can brake, you know, how early I can put down the power. So I thought I'd go around in FP3 on the medium tire, this is the yellow wall tire, and just basically get a feeler, you know, basically trying to feel out the circuit. You know, the Red Bull obviously is a little bit better than the Williams car, so maybe I can go even later on the brakes here and there, maybe earlier on the power. The Red Bull naturally has a better chassis and aero to start off with, so I said that, you know, that was a kind of cause for me to maybe think this car will be a lot better around Austria, because around Canada it certainly was like that. So basically just trying to wind through and dial into the circuit, if you will. That right-hander at the kind of middle part of Sector 2, very, very tricky. I feel like that's where the AI and where my teammate Verstappen will really pull a lot of time, because I just, no matter what I did, I just couldn't go as late as I wanted to without scrubbing off way too much speed on the next exit there. And the same thing can be said for the remainder of the the lap, just there was that kind of thought of like, oh, I could be going a bit quicker into these corners, I could be turning in earlier, but you just don't know the limit until you try it, basically. You're just trying to find that limit. So I think definitely if I tried even harder and tried, you know, more laps basically a bit, and let's say I had an hour to go around and round and round and round, and it was like unlimited. Like if we could get the max car in time trial, I feel like you could definitely try and get to a point where you've sussed out everything to get to that sub 1 minute. But because we have to do it in career mode, because that's the only way you can get a maxed out car is in career mode, it was very hard to know how close we could get. But we then go to the soft tire. Obviously we're going to gain a lot of time in the soft tire, and also actually I found out, I forgot I wasn't on rich mix, nor was it on hot lap mode on that medium lap time. So it's a 1:47 right now on the medium tires. Obviously that'll be exponentially a little bit quicker now on the soft tires with rich mix and hot lap mode. And also remember, in qualifying then, that'll be the caveat, we now get max mode in qualifying, so that'll be the thing. So that's why this practice session very much is just kind of practice, kind of setting ourselves up, getting comfy with the car. But we already go to sub 103 there, so getting a little bit close, and I'm sure we'll find those 9/10ths very easily in qualifying. So here we go then on the one-shot quali now. So you can see no lap time on the right, it's on the left now this time, and we'll maybe see our ghost of Verstappen as well coming through. At the moment through turns 1, can't see Verstappen's ghost, so right now I'm actually level pegging, maybe a little bit ahead of Verstappen than my teammate, but you will eventually, I think, see him, because there will be some point where he's just quicker, probably into that right-hander coming up. But you can see there, got the braking wrong, so we're going to have a little bit of a flashback and just retry it. Obviously, we're trying to go for a perfect Austria lap, so I'm just going to flashback. I don't really care. We're going to go for a virtual, basically, best theoretical lap time we're doing there. Again, I was still basically, even in qualifying, even after the practice runs I did, still testing how far I can go, so just got it a little bit overcooked into that hairpin, the end of sector 1. And then here, this corner, this was just so annoying seeing every time. Verstappen just goes so much later, but it still carries the speed and then shoots off like a bullet there. And so that, I feel, is a bit kind of with the AI having OP traction. That's what you're kind of seeing in play there. And then through, again, I try to go eager on the throttle through the left-hander, trying to gain some time back, just doesn't work. So we bring it back to this corner, trying to go a little bit later on the brakes, a bit tighter to the line, maybe get on the power a little bit earlier if I can, but lose the rear end again, and so it doesn't work out. So it was frustrating trying to get this perfect lap in and trying to suss out how on earth also Verstappen just getting this great traction. But this is why I'm saying probably, more than likely, Verstappen is going to be the one that actually gets near to this sub 1 minute time. It won't be me. You can see how much he's gaining. That's about half a second right there, as I try and go as early as I think I can do through the left-hander in 6th gear, through to the last 2 corners, down 1 gear to 7th, and just let the car roll through, and then get on the power pretty early, actually, pretty much as we get to the apex. Then a little bit overcooked through the last corner, across the line. We've lost a lot of time to Verstappen there. He sets I think that was a 1 minute 5/10 there for him, and we weren't anywhere near that. So we go again and try again based on the restart and trying to see if we can nail it this time round. Again, though, this time Verstappen just an inch ahead of us, so you can see on the top left there. We go a little bit later on the brakes and try and slow things down a little bit later there, but Verstappen, again, still a bit of ahead. We actually get a better exit, though, so right on the top left, we're actually ahead of him now. But then he pulls through again, and again in this same exact bloody corner, he's going to come through, outbrake me, he's going to out-traction me, and there's his ghost, shooting off like an absolute rocket ship, so just can't get anywhere near him. Hopefully, though, I don't mess up this left-hander as much as I did last time, and also this entire second sector, I can try and get a little bit closer and not mess up the last corner, so we can actually match him a little bit, at least be a little bit nearer to him, basically. But in the end, it is just useless. He's always going to go faster, but I think he's gone even faster this time around because he's really taken off there. That time got that right-hander wrong completely there, just went a little bit too early on the turn and a bit overconfident what the car could do, so we bring it back and try again, going down 1 gear, but just trying to get on the power as early as I can there, pretty much. Go down to the 6th, get a little bit more of a turn in there for the next corner, 4th gear, getting that corner a little bit better than I did on the previous one. Across the line, Verstappen then goes, what was that? I didn't even see what that was with Verstappen, but we go across the line. Obviously second place, but we're not near that 1 minute time. We've gone faster than we did in the Williams, obviously, but Verstappen much better there. So he's gone with a 1:05. We did a 1:21, so we did go faster than the Williams time. Verstappen went faster than George Russell, but we're not quite at that magical 1 minute time. But we're close. We're just, if you round up, we're 6/10ths away from that magical 60-second lap time in Austria. I don't know if it's ever possible. Bull. You know, because we do have the Max car. You know, possibly if you had like Hamilton's AI in this Red Bull car, maybe, because I think Verstappen's, Hamilton's AI must be coded to be a little bit quicker over one lap than Verstappen's, probably, just judging by how the career mode's gone so far in this game. So maybe this, maybe Hamilton's AI in the Red Bull maxed out car probably maybe could get close, but this is, I think, as close as we're gonna get at this stage, unless one of you has tested it and maybe the Ferrari or Merc maxes out better than the Red Bull. I don't know. If it does, we might need to try it again. But guys, if you did enjoy this attempt and this video, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. We got close. We got to 6/10 within that 1 minute lap time Austria. Just close, but no cigar. But till next time, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.